Good morning, sports fans. Here in the cheap seats, Josh Komnick, along with the furniture guy, Jake Johnston.
Good morning.
As we are here at Jake's Furnishings, located at 1100 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln, open 7 days a week. Phone them at 735-1212 or go online to jakesfurnishings.com on this rainy, cold, drizzly Saturday, but it's not here at Jake's.
No, it's
like paradise every day.
Every day is paradise here at Jake's. Hey, real quick, Josh, hate to jump in here, but just so anybody knows, first five people that stop in today get a free one-night complimentary stay at any of the Marriott hotels.
Nice. So it is paradise.
It's kind of paradise.
So I already came in, so I've got one. Coach Al's here, so he's got one. TJ, Jeff, we've already got them covered. Everybody from the radio crew's here.
Thanks for trying, folks, but you're a little late.
You had to be here when we got here at 8 this morning to get those. But, yeah, very cool, Jake. And anybody that comes in is...
anybody stops in, first five gets to pick them up.
Sure. Don't even have to
I would recommend at least walking to the back of the store and up towards
just
the front,
to walk around and maybe
appease me.
Maybe a purchase.
Because if you walk straight in just to grab a free night stay, I'm going to look at you really funny and then make you stand there in front of the camera until the show's over.
Gotcha. Okay, so everybody come on out here. Jake's Furnishings, located at 1100 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln. Not only for the Marriott stay, but also all the great things that you got going on, Jake.
Well, good point. On top of that, we also have deals on everything in the store. Everything's on sale, of course. But on top of that, we got kickbacks from all of our major manufacturers to where they're giving me a little something extra back, and we've got a little game for customers to play to get an extra percentage off. Nice.
All right. Well, we got going on. First of all, talk about the Railer close one last night. Maybe some thought that it would be a little closer. We got the Super Bowl, of course, on slate. We've got Illinois basketball tomorrow at 2 o'clock before the Super Bowl, so a great pregame thing going on, a game before the Super Bowl. But also going on tonight is the green out at Lincoln Community High School for the Springfield High School and Lincoln Railer game. WLCN 96.3 and Little Caesars in Lincoln, along with Lincoln College, Castle Manor Supportive Living, Bright Idea Screen Printing, Dr. Alyssa Schneider, Community Action Partnership of Central Illinois, and Vanessa and Brett at Blades Hair and Nail Salon, LLC, are proud to bring you the Mean Lean Railer Green Machine Green Out tonight. You say that 10 times in a row, Jake. Tonight during the Lincoln High School basketball game against Springfield High. Contact any LCHS basketball cheerleader, and you may purchase Green Out tees in the lobby of Roy S. Anderson Gymnasium before the Green Out game, which is tonight. That is a 5 o'clock start. Remind you, Saturday nights on conference play is a 5 o'clock start, 6:30 for the varsity. These quality tees are only $10 and available in youth and adult sizes. Get ready for the Mean Lean Railer Green Machine Green Out tonight during the Railer Springfield High School basketball game. Go Railers.
Real quick, I've got mine.
I do. I got mine, I'll probably think Thursday.
Yeah.
Fits perfect.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Good looking shirts, man.
That's right. And they're green, and that's what we want everybody in the stands tonight as the Railers take on the Senators. And but last night, Coach, let's get to that game. Lanphier, we traveled to Lanphier last night to the number 1 team in 3A state. The Railers came up short with a chance to prevail. Came up short 39-36. Want to run real quick before we get into the game through the Central State 8 scoring. Also Rochester, a little bit of an upset, I think. Rochester 33, Sacred Heart Griffin 32. Jacksonville was a loser last night, 63-50 over Southeast. Southeast won that game, and Chatham Glenwood behind 37 points from Peyton Allen, 73. Springfield 48. So not only did we mop up on the Senators pretty good the last time, they are coming off a pretty big defeat and coming from Chatham last night. But Coach, first of all, thanks for coming in and getting into this game. And I asked Jeff Benjamin, been doing the radio for now a number of years, and had he ever been able to broadcast against the number 1 team in your 21 years, I think, 22 at Lincoln here, have you gone up against the number 1?
I don't think in my 36 years of coaching I've ever gone up against the number 1 team in the state. So that was quite a thrill last night, and our kids, I thought, executed and done the things and followed the game plan the way we wanted last night. And I hope that it gave them a little bit of confidence here to finish up the season.
Now you only need the number 1 to play every night. If we're going to play as scrappy like that, we'll be fine. But the Railers fall to 11-13, 5-7 in the conference. Lanphier improves to 19-2, 12-0 in the conference, and really between them and Chatham, which they play, I think, next week. Chatham's 12-1. The Lions are 12-0. Coach, Central State 8-wise, there's the only two that have a chance.
Oh, yeah. I think everyone else probably is mathematically eliminated, but, and I think it'll be a great game. I think Chatham's playing as well as they have in a long time, and that'd be a good game to sit and watch.
Yeah, if we didn't have a game that night, I would for sure try and get a ticket to that one. It'll be a tough ticket to get, I'm sure, and I believe that's next Friday.
I think so.
Next Friday night, Lanphier travels to Chatham. But Coach, you come in number one team, you're on the road. You always see where a home team has a greater chance of knocking off a number one at home. You got the crowd. You're comfortable in your gym. But the Railers last night did a good job, and early on, they tried to pressure us. And what I liked about coming out of the Railers, we've seen pressure that's have hurt us. We've seen pressure that has not hurt us this year. Lanphier, for the most part, their full court press did not hurt us, and even Coach Shanklin brought it off. He quit really in midway through the first quarter because we were getting some layups on them, and you got to like that out of the Railers of when they're maybe Lanphier's MO is their quickness and their pressure, and we kind of brought it back a little bit.
Well, one of the things that was good last night is our kids executed, and this team here has had trouble when you're playing against something and you break it and somebody goes to something else, and the adjustments that we make, our kids struggle with that. It's like the game, they relax and things instead of keep attacking. But I thought last night the kids, one of the things going in, we didn't talk about playing the number one team in the state. We talked about, are we going to fight? And, regardless of the score, we wanted to come out and let them know that we're going to fight you, and regardless of the score. And I was very pleased with the kids, and they played with a little chip on their shoulder. And I think when you get into a game, I don't care who you're playing, you need to play with that chip on your shoulder to, come out aggressively and play with a little toughness.
Coach, we talked about, Jeff and I even talked about it before the game, if this is a pretty game as far as a game with a lot of scoring, not a lot of turnovers, great shooting from the field, this could be a bad outcome for the Railers. And you turned it in, and I don't know if that was your game plan or what you wanted to do, but the game was very ugly, quite a few turnovers, not very good shooting by either team. But in order for the Railers to compete last night and keep it close, I think that's what we had to do.
Well, we wanted to stop transition. We wanted them to get to where they had to run a half-court offense. And, we think that their defense, and, you're talking about an ugly game. I think Lanphier wants to play ugly. Mm-hmm. I think they want to play reach, hack, smack, and bat the ball loose so they can get out on breaks and score easy baskets. But if you force them to play a half-court game, that was a thing that we had in the game plan, was force them to play half-court. Their offenses, they don't have great shooters. They have great athletes that can get to the basket. And, I thought, the toughness factor and taking 3 charges in the first half, and I thought we had a fourth in the second, but I just think the officials got tired of calling charges and called it a block. But the kids, really played with some toughness, and ugly, maybe it was, but what we did was stop their transition game, handle their pressure, and I thought we rebounded last night.
Yeah, you're right. And one thing I wanted to talk about today with you was the rebounding, 26-25. Some Andy Fitz had it at 28-25, 28-26, something like that. So right in there, 1 or 2 points shy. And right away in the first quarter, you saw it. If they were going to throw it up there, they had 4 guys going to get it. And if you didn't put a body on them, they're going to go over the top of you.
Yeah, and, they shot 25 free throws to our 3 last night. Yeah. And I question that simply because of the way they play. Mm-hmm. Regardless if we're aggressive or not, us shooting only free throws against a team that, just physically mauls you.
Yeah.
And but they get theirs going to the basket, up on the rim. They're batting the ball around, and that's where they get the fouls, and 2-shot fouls and so forth. And for a team that I don't think are great shooters, they were pretty darn good from the free throw line.
Yeah, they were, and that's what really propelled them. The Railers had the lead with about 17, I think maybe 10 seconds, somewhere around in that area, and we fouled Larry Austin Jr. to send to the line, and we were up 1. He made 2. They sent him up, and just couldn't get a good shot off. We didn't have any timeouts left, and we had to get something going, and they tipped the ball away and just didn't get a good shot at the end. But Coach, early on in the first quarter, the Railers staying right with them. We're up after 1, and really in the second quarter, I think, is when that kind of shifted. When we had a chance, really, probably 4 or 5 possessions, we went without a score, as did Lanphier. They were helping us out a lot, but we were kind of helping them. We couldn't get a basket. They outscored us in the quarter 10-1, and it really was that last 2 minutes when they stole the ball a couple times, and then at the end of the second quarter, Everett Clemens got a breakaway layup to really at the buzzer to go into halftime to give them some momentum for them to go up 6 points.
Yeah, I thought that was, the last 2 minutes of the first half was a killer for us. But the kids come back out. We've had trouble getting started in the second half, and I think we come back out in the second half, scored the first four points or so, and done a nice job with that. And then we got down to the end of the game. I didn't think they handled the ball. They didn't attack, and they had 2 or 3 crucial turnovers, there at the end of the game where we capitalized on them and really got the shot that gave us the lead with 17 seconds.
Yeah, man, and the Railers did a good job of coming back and putting up a fight. And Lanphier kind of took the air out of the ball there for a while, and that's really not what they do. They attack, and I think that played dividends into the Railers to the comeback, but just came up short, 39-36. Hey, we're going to take a quick commercial break and be back out here at Jake's Furnishings. Josh Komnick, the furniture guy, Jake Johnston, and Coach Al. We're going to go over the second half and then preview the Senators tonight for the green out. You're listening to Cheap Seats, 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com. Back out here at Jake's Furnishings, located at 1100 Woodlawn Road in Lincoln, open 7 days a week. Phone 735-1212 or go online to jakesfurnishings.com. And Jake, you better say your little special here.
Yeah,
So we
get them while they're hot, guys.
Yeah.
The Marriott hotel stays, we are running down on them, so we've got a few left. First come, first serve. Anybody wants to stop in, get a free night at any Marriott hotel, feel free.
Yeah, you can't beat that. You're going on vacation, and you always got to stay somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
So why not a Marriott? And come out here.
Why not a nice getaway for you and the wife, eh?
That'd be perfect. I told you I already got one. I was the first one here.
There you go.
That's 735-1212. Jake's Furnishings, located at 1100 Woodlawn Road. And don't forget the green out tonight against the Senators from Springfield come to town. And the cheerleaders have labeled that a green out. They're going to have T-shirts on sale out in the lobby before the game. So that's a 5 o'clock start. Remember, all conference games on Saturdays are a 5 o'clock start for the sophomore and a 6:30 for the varsity. And we got Coach Alexander here for the second half. Going over the second half of last night, the Railers got beat by the number 1 team in 3A state of Illinois, 39-36. And Coach, you talked about the second half. We came back. We've had struggles sometimes coming out of the locker room in the third quarter, and it was just kind of one of those games where we just kept hanging around, and we got up. They got up. I think their biggest lead was 11 at one point, and the Railers just kept fighting and did a good job of slowing Lanphier down all night. Rarely, I would say maybe 10 points on transition, where they're probably upward 25 usually per game.
Well, that's their game, and we kept the floor spread. We still didn't run the offense or pass the ball the way we like, but it was much improved over what we've been doing. And the thing that I liked is we attacked the pressure, and we had 17 turnovers, but, there's teams that having 30 to 35 turnovers a night against them.
You can't duplicate that kind of pressure in practice.
No, and our sophomores did do a nice job this week. We did put 6 and 7 guys out on the floor to try to, make them be able to trap us and things. And, that's the only way that we can try to emulate how they play. And, our kids were prepared, and like I said earlier, I thought we followed our game plan.
Yeah, I thought the coaching staff, again, did a great job of obviously you've scouted them, you knew what you had to take away, and it's nice when the coaching staff does their job and the kids follow along with it and say, hey, we've got to do this to win. The coaches have scouted them. They buy into it, and it was done well. And you guys hit the boards. One thing, we didn't have for a lot of the game was Christian Van Hook. Christian gets 2 fouls in the first quarter, and that's kind of been the theme of him lately here in the last 4 games of Christian getting in foul trouble early, and then coming in. Then he picks up his 3rd in the first quarter, and we didn't have him. I think that's a totally different game because when he was in there, Coach, he was rebounding. He blocked a shot. He had 12 points on I don't know how many minutes. I didn't see this. I forgot to look at the minutes. 14 minutes, 12 points. Coach, if he's in there, you got to think this is a little bit different.
Well, we'd like to think so, and the good thing is we're hoping to get a couple more cracks at them, and we got one for sure, and if we do our job, I think that we got a chance, and our guys I think are focused for the last 3 weeks here, and turn it into the regional and be ready to go. The regional will be a tough one playing over in Decatur, and those teams are very athletic, and they play much like Lanphier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Coach, and the guys that came off the bench for Christian, you had Bowlby last night who logged maybe the whole sophomore game in minutes, and then came in and played a lot of minutes in the varsity. Did a great job, I thought. Had a great game, Bowlby. And Matt Hayes also doing what he does, hustling, playing defense, and getting some rebounds. And the guys picked up for Christian, which they've, unfortunately for us and for Christian, have had to do the last 4 or 5 games with him getting in foul trouble. Coach, is there a point where you can kind of pull Christian aside and say, you get one early, and a guy goes in for a layup, and you say, hey, man, just let him go. 2 points, I'd rather have you out there for 10 more minutes than give up a foul and sit on the bench for the next 20.
Yeah, it's tough for kids to look at that when somebody's coming right at you, and it's tough from a coaching standpoint right now with this team because you don't want to tell them to back off because to me they've been backing off. Mm-hmm. We're not aggressive, and he was aggressive last night on his fouls, and he should back off and let him have it if he gets out of position to where he doesn't have anything, but. That's a really touchy issue with this team. I'm trying to tell, hey, back off, because we're trying to get them to go the other way. Let's hammer somebody.
Well, there's no doubt he's a difference maker.
Oh yeah, and then last night, I think Lanphier has great explosive players to the basket for rebounding and things. But I'm telling you what, he got a couple rebounds that they couldn't even get to. I mean, he was elbows above them.
Yeah, he was over the square on a few of them. And that's what I told Jeff last night in the postgame. He gets several more rebounds that doesn't get Lanphier, doesn't get a chance to put those back in. There's maybe 6 points. And then a couple block shots that he's, been averaging. And he puts in another 6 points that he's easily could have against Lanphier. And we're talking, hypothetically, 6-8 point win.
Yeah, and if we got to play them 3 more times, it's not a bad thing that happened last night because the one that we want. And, it's tough to. That's a good team. They're very quick. The type of teams that really gives us fits. But our kids got to realize that if they follow a game plan and do the things they're supposed to, they got to. Do, and we made some adjustments too. We brought Max Cook up and let him be the 4 and the press breaker, and I thought him and Jordan handled the ball very well.
Yeah, their press did not hurt us really at all. The main thing that hurt us in the turnover was just basically one-on-one dribbling, and I think you're going to have, I'm going to say 4 to 5 of those against a Lanphier because you just don't see the pressure. We don't get to practice against that type of pressure all the time. But the Railers did a good job of just not handling the ball, but being strong all night. Only out-rebounded by 2, and unfortunately they hit a couple free throws down the stretch. But again, a big Railer comeback, down 11 in the second half, and we cut it actually to take a 1-point lead, and then it looked like we had kind of Larry Austin that last play, Coach. It looked like we kind of had Larry Austin with a couple of Railers around him. It was going to be a tough shot. You knew he was going to shoot that or give it to Clemens, one of the two. But we got to hacking and slapping, and Jordan got the foul, and he made the 2.
Yeah, we told the kids a couple things are going to happen here, as far as playing Lanphier. If you in any way bobble the ball, they're going to have it. Mm-hmm. And exact same. I mean, they took a little misjudge or didn't handle it, just bobbled it. They're going to take it from you. And the other thing is if there's a loose ball and you try to dribble it out of a loose ball situation, you're going to lose it. They're going to have it, and that happened a couple times. So, if you watch the game and you can see those things happening, and you take just 2 or 3 of those away, that's probably four possessions.
Yep, and that's what the Railers. You talked about a Railer. Oh, you said it all year. This Railer team is a possession type team, and we just ran out of possessions last night. Again, 39-36, the Railers lose to the number 1 ranked team in 3A state, the Lanphier Lions. Railers fall to 11-13, 5-7 in the Central State 8. But Coach, what you said last night, if you have a good effort last night, you've got to follow it up with another one. You got to put strings of great efforts together, and you've got another one coming up. Need be tonight in Springfield. We played Springfield earlier on in the season, and that was a 42-24 win, an easily win for the Railers. They didn't score a lot. They didn't even shoot very well. We took Willie Wiley out of the game. Looking at the scoring last night for Springfield, Willie Wiley had 12, and Isaiah Nelson, I think, really the 2 guys that can score for them. I don't know that they've ever got guys that can really hurt you from the offensive side. Isaiah Nelson had 17, so one, you got payback coming in. You said last night on the post game that they've been riding a little bit of a winning streak, but Chatham helped us out last night and put a pretty good drumming on them. So, as you said last night, you got to follow up a good effort with another good effort, and we'll need it again.
Well, I thought we played very well in Springfield down there, and it's a situation where we got to come out and have some spark. If we don't have some intensity tonight, this team can beat us.
Right.
And, we have to play every night. So it's something that's very important for us tonight to do, is be able to come back and play with the intensity that we had last night.
5 o'clock start for the sophomores, 6:30 for the varsity. That's at Railer, green out, so get there early if you want your shirt size, because they may go fast. They've got the cheerleaders have the T-shirts for sale, and you can throw one of those on before the game so we can have hopefully everybody in the stands, probably besides the Springfield fans, but they may even buy a couple of them. So everybody get out tonight for the Railer game, 5 o'clock start, 6:30 for the varsity. Coach, thanks for coming in, and we'll see you tonight.
Okay, see ya.
We're going to take a quick commercial break here and be back at Jake's Furnishings, WLCN 96.3 and WLCNonline.com.